All right, we're going into the partnering skills. This would be for Jack and Jill type competitions, or it could just be to be a little showy with your dancing. Basically what you're doing here is trying to find a way to give the lady an opportunity to either play or to strut her stuff or show what she can do. If you're dancing with somebody who's fairly new, then you have to make what she does look good, because she won't have the clue of what to do. If it's the other way around, if it's a lady dancing with a male partner who's basically not a very strong dancer, then you have to find subtle ways to make his leads look like the ending of the movement which you have created was his idea, so to speak. So it looks like you're connected partner-wise. You don't have to give up anything of yourself to do that. It's basically a way of including your partner. I'm going to start off with a closed basic here and to give you a couple examples here. If I do a regular basic 1 and 2 and I lead that spring 3 and 4 into a break step, what she could do to actually change that a little bit, if she wants to make that something different, is actually stop her feet when we get to the first triple. So it'd be 1 and 2. And then instead of doing any footwork at all, just do body. Let the body roll, let the body come back, and then start the feet again and go. So right now I've given her the opportunity by adding a movement, a spring lead, and she has taken an option, one of her options, and implemented it right there. Just to give that a change a little bit. Could have been something in the music, could have just been the fact that she wanted to do it. You never know. So you go 1 and stop, move the body, and then 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now good partnering skills mean that you're so aware of what your partner is doing that you can almost immediately copy what they do. Sometimes you'll catch it at the end of what they're doing and you'll include it a little bit later. Let's give an example of that. If I were to lead a movement that had, the typical pot stir pattern where the guy changes hands on a cross hand tuck, the lady does a little stir. They don't always do this. Sometimes they just spin. So if they just spin, then I probably wouldn't do anything. But I saw the lady do something new. Now Janelle comes in, she does her prep, and she does her tucking action, and I go, oh, I like that move, that's cool. And I forgot all about it. Well, the next move, maybe a little further down the line, I may set myself up to do it, but then maybe when I get to here, I'll set myself up to do a little pot stirring action, and then right back out. And again, like a good partner, she can either do it right away again, or at least she pays attention to me and sees that I'm trying to do it and doesn't move around too much and actually gives me more reaching hand to give me more space to do the move. So you both have to be totally aware of each other. We're going to do a couple of patterns here. We'll start off with our basic. We'll do a tuck. And we'll just go ahead and dance a little bit to show you some of the things we're talking about. Now I'm going to lead a freeze action. And the freeze action for me might be to stop on the edge of the slot like so. She's choosing to stop on the front of the slot, right down the slot, to give it a different line. But if you notice, she can make that adjustment anytime she wants. She can turn it sideways. She can keep it more directly forward. She can actually add pressure to me. She can pull pressure away from me. She can do different things with it. I'm just giving her the opportunity by coming to the stop. I've said I want to freeze. I didn't say how. I just said I wanted to freeze. So she's going to choose to do whatever it is she chooses to do. Sometimes it's right on with me, and sometimes it's totally different from me, but it still always feels right on because the connection is there. So what we don't want to do is have one of you hit a freeze and the other one decide, well, this must be a good time to do body movement, and go crazy doing some body thing while the guy's arm is flopping around trying to hang on to you. So you just have to be aware. Now, for the guy, it's not always up to you. It's not always up to you to say to her, I don't want you to move, because maybe that is the kind of thing that she hears in the music. And what I'll do in some cases, like on these power whips, I'll set her out there and I'll basically give up myself right here as far as things I might want to happen, and I'll just leave it alone. This is an opportunity for her to do whatever she pleases. And this could be just about anything, ladies. You could take all the time in the world you want, but you have to be ready for him to lead you out at any time. And you do it in a nonchalant way. You don't worry about it. You just continue to move until you feel an indication, and then you follow, because that is your number one rule. Follow the pattern first, then play. So we're going to set you up right now. We're going to let you do what you want, and she can choose to do walks that come forward, little hitch ball changes, anything she wants. Go ahead and play with that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. A little stall in the middle. That's nice. Good little lockstep and body action on the end. And what I do now on top of that is I see the action, is I match that action at the other end, and then start my next figure right away. Now, if I feel, when I put the lady there, if I feel like she's kind of stuck for what to do, then I might give her an idea. She might do that same walk, 2, 3, and 4, and go out and stop, and I might start doing something like this on the other end because I don't feel anything happening yet. And then she'll get the idea and start working with me. So that's, on my half, it's a good partnering skill because I've given the lady a tool. I've given her something she can play with. Whether she takes it or not, it's really up to her. But being a good follower, she did. She took it and played with it. Now, if she decided to do something completely different that doesn't make her a bad follower, it just means we just weren't as well connected at that one point in the dance. And that's not a big deal. You're going to have more of those than you will good connections. We have a theory to that. If you have a great connection, it was probably luck. Because there's not a whole lot of that you can plan on. Okay, let's use a different example here. I'm going to go into something that Janelle doesn't even know I'm going to do right now. And just to kind of give you an idea that she'll have to come up with something to either match me or move with me. So she has no clue what I'm about to do. We're going to do 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6, and move, 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 move. So this is a pretty easy one to follow because I stepped off the line. But what I did not feel from her was any kind of panic. As soon as I went off and did something she wasn't sure, she didn't suddenly freeze up and get worried about what to do. She just let me move her until she figured it out and then grooved right into it with me. And she did it fairly quick. Somebody who is fairly new to dance probably would go halfway around the room before they figured out they were doing anything with their feet. They might even walk 4 or 5 steps and go, I have no clue what you want me to do. Oh, I get it. You want me to twist. And they might do some twisting. Or they may not get it. Your job as the male dancer is to figure out whether or not she's getting what you're leading. If she's not, get out of the pattern. If I did the same thing, let's say, and she got a little lost and didn't have a clue of what to do and sort of just stuck standing there and not sure, then I would move right in, pick her up, make it look good, pick her up, do the tuck, let her out, as quickly as possible, because to her, that little that little step you just took was an hour sequence. It felt like eternity when she was stuck there. But you pick her up quickly, you've taken care of your partner. And so when you're in a competition or Jack and Jill, know the level of your partner you're dancing with. You can feel it in connection. I mean, you guys that dance for a long period of time know, as soon as you start dancing, you can tell within the first 2 sugar pushes what she can or can't do, just by the connection alone. If you feel like you have no communication going on through here, you're likely not going to be doing too many cool patterns. You'll be stuck with doing some basics and just barely getting through the pattern. And that's actually very good. Don't go crazy. Keep it simple. Make the partner comfortable. Once she's comfortable, slip a pattern in and see if she can follow it. If you can't follow it, then you know. Don't go to the hard stuff yet. Keep it easy. Give her a chance to maybe groove and play. And that's a biggie we find out in the business, that the guys are basically very controlling. They want to control everything she does. We want to control how she moves her body, when she takes a step, when she stops a step. You've taken the fun out of it for the lady. I want to lead half of it and let her have the other half. I'll lead the whip with the power in it, boom, send her out, and let her deal with what she wants to deal with on the end of it. And then maybe I can play off of that, because now she's given me ideas, and I can work off that idea. And we'll be doing lots of other examples in the actual workshops, but this will give you an idea what to do. Hopefully you'll get something from that. Stick around, we got more.